Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Eric Barber here, and I am back with a brand new interview. Today I'm with Ramsey from the Funky Nomads. How are we doing today, man?
I'm wonderful, tired, but wonderful. The tour has been going great, and just the different cities that we were in, there's so much love, man. It's wonderful.
Sweet. And we got, Ramsey is with the Funky Nomads, which for those of you guys who don't know is GZA's live band that goes with him as he tours. Ramsey is actually GZA's cousin, oldest brother of ODB, RZA's cousin as well, for those guys who don't know. So how did the Funky Nomads actually start?
Well, about, I would say 12 years ago, GZA called me up out of the blue, which is rare. And he said, hey, man, I realize I've been playing with using different bands to back me up for my shows. And I forgot you were the musician in the family. So I said, okay, what you need? He said, look, I want a band to back me up, get some guys together. I said, all right. And then I had some guys that I was, getting together that I was playing with at the time. A few of them I haven't been playing with, but I managed to get everybody together, and we had our first show at Irving Plaza. And it was great. The show was great, but it wasn't tight like how it is now. So I told my cousin after the show, I said, the next time you have a show, I'm gonna make I have the band tighter than you can imagine, And we started doing more shows. Like, it wasn't a tour, but we were doing sporadic shows, and it was amazing, like just the way we would like play the songs together and the samples, and it was much real. But now we do more of our own thing. We put more of our own thing into it to give it more like flavor. So it's cool. It's cool.
I love that. And with the Wu-Tang, I know a lot of it kind of started like family oriented. So you're part of the family. Did you have any influence on some of those earlier days for Wu-Tang?
Yes, indeed. So in my family, it was 3 boys, 3 girls. So my mom and dad, Cherry Jones and William Jones. So I keep my father's namesake, William Jones. So at the time, my parents were playing. They would buy a lot of records, and I was the only one into more the out stuff. Like, I was into rock and Black Sabbath. So when I was young, I was 4 years old, and this was in 1970, and Jimi Hendrix had just passed away. So, and the Beatles broke up that year. So my father called me in the living room and told me, watch the news with me. And I saw Jimi Hendrix, and I was like, wow, it was his obituary. And I was just taken by his whole image, his look. And they stated that he had just passed in London. And my father bought the album the next day. He bought Are You Experienced and Meet the Beatles. So we had a little GE record player in the room, and I put that record on, and Purple Haze came on. And I sat there, I was like, my mouth just dropped. I was like, what the? I looked at the cover, and I looked at the back cover, and I was like, all 3 of them have afros, 1 black, 2 white guys, British. This is amazing. I love it. Then I put on the Beatles, and I was like, wow, and my ears was attuned to it. Like, as I got older, I felt comfortable listening to top 40, because music was like, the radio back then, they played everything. You had black stations playing like rock and funk and soul, vice versa. But then it started becoming more like segmented.
Sure.
But I just had an open mind, and my brothers, when they would hear me play Beatles and Jimmy and Black Sabbath and all that. So my brother Russell, he was like, he said, Ramsey, could I play with you? And I said, sure. And I give him a broom to pretend to play guitar. And my brother Mark, and give him like coat hangers to play drums. And my sisters, I said, you sing. You ought to be the singers. There was 3 girls, 3 boys. So we were like a musical family, So when my father and mother would leave the house and they said, don't open the door for nobody, not even your cousins. I'm like, okay, Dad. So that's how we entertained ourselves, listening to records and thinking we were a band. But over time, when I got older, we would go over each other's house. RZA lived in Brooklyn, at the time. And then we would go to each other's house. So a lot of the music I was playing, they thought I was weird. They're like, why you listen to that white boy music? And when we moved to Linden Plaza, it was the same put downs all the time. Like they didn't get it. I'm like, you know, you got to hear the music, man. It's more than just R&B and disco. Because in the 70s, you know, disco was big. And I felt like, man, my ears were attuned to everything. So I would listen to New Wave and The Police and Bauhaus and Henry Rollins. And, you know, it was just like, I love music. So, you know.
What would you say has been like your biggest influence musically, just for your music creation process?
Well, you know, I tend to like listen to like PlayStations, not stations, but there's Bandcamp. Yeah, I go to Bandcamp to discover new music because I'm always wanting to hear new things, you know, just to like stay abreast of everything, you know. And it's inspiring to like hear these new artists like Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this cat produces this shit and writes the most like more like organic, like 70s. It sounds 70s, but it's so modern. You know, I dig all that. Thundercat. I just keep abreast of a lot of new stuff that's out there, you know, and it just keeps me fresh, keeps my mind fresh, you know.
And speaking of some of the new people out there, is there anyone you'd like to mention? I mean, you know, you could give exposure to some of the little guys like GZA or RZA, but you know, anyone.
There's so many. Damn, there's this producer who did the what's the guy, the rapper? God, I forgot his name. I can't even think of the guy's name. He had an album called Sex and Food. That was the title of the album. I know. Look it up and look it up for me. But I love his work. He just put out a new album. I love Griselda.
Okay.
You know, I dig. I mean, I've been a big J Dilla fan. So in Slum Village, so. This Detroit is like home to the Motown and all the great music from here, you know, blues, awesome. MC5. I had the opportunity of we were playing a show at Muddy Roots, and MC50 were the headliners. The people, the roadies that were trying to get us to and from the hotel to the gig, they picked us up last. So MC50 ended up going before us, and we headlined. And I got to meet Wayne Kramer. I got to meet Kim Theo from Soundgarden. Was the bass player from Faith No More. These were the members of MC50. The drummer was Brendan Canty from Fugazi. So I'm like, yo, everybody here I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
This is blowing my mind. And Wayne Kramer was so cool, man. But he could still like kill it, man, on guitar. But yeah, I just like I said, I stay abreast of everything and try to listen to new music to keep my mind fresh. And like I said, growing up with my brother, he a lot of what I listened to rubbed off on him.
Okay.
You know, so there was a magazine in the '90s called Ego Trip magazine, and the interviewer had him and Chaka from Orange 9mm, and they asked my brother, like, we hear a lot of rock in your influences. Like, who were you listening to when you were growing up? He says, well, it's all due to my big head brother, Ramsey Jones. He has a band, Funk Face. I had a band called Funk Face. Okay. You can go on YouTube and look up Funk Face. But we had a song called New York City. Oh. We had like 3 albums. So there you can stream it on YouTube. But my lead singer from Funk Face just passed away in January.
Sorry to hear.
Just passed away. And we were like the legendary local New York City band, you know.
Nice.
So a lot of the music that my brother, that he listened to around with when I was playing those records around that time, it rubbed off on him.
Wow.
You know, so he got into the new wave. He got into the Beatles. So it was like it permeated our house because my family was just listening to the music that I was playing a lot.
Sure. Yeah. And, you know, tonight with your group, we got to see you sing, rap a little, and you were rocking the drums. Oh, I can't? Oh, my bad.
That was my violinist that was rapping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
And play drums.
Okay. So I guess my question for you is, man, like, how did you kind of find your certain interests in these certain things, and is there anything that you do that we didn't get to see tonight?
Oh, well, this is just for the Funky Nomads, pretty much. Playing with GZA, that is. Yeah. But I have other projects that I'm involved in. I play in 3 hardcore bands, like the Backslider, there's Ma'afa, there's Rebelmatic. Then I do, to make a living on the side, I do my cover band. I have a tribute band called Dancing Dream, which is an ABBA tribute band. So awesome. People, they can't picture me playing Mamma Mia and Dancing Queen and all that, but I listen to everything, and 2 of the singers are from Poland. Wow. Yeah. So it's we do it accurate, the whole act of ABBA, but we have a more rock element to it. Yeah. To make it more exciting,
Who would sing any ABBA?
Oh God, you put me on the spot. All right. Friday night when the lights are low. Oh gosh. Talk around for a place to go. When you hear our music, everything is fine. You're in the mood for a dance. Bam, bam, bam. Everybody could be that guy. All right, I'm gonna stop there.
Oh man, that was dope, man. I love that. Hey, speaking of you, what was the artist name that Ramsey was shouting out?
Sure. Sex and Food. Type the album.
I know an Immortal.
Thank you.
Immortal or
thank you. That guy. He put out a new album, but I love his work. Big fan. So awesome. It turns out the manager knows the guy. Okay. So I told him, hey man, just tell him I'm a fan of his music. So
sure.
Yeah.
And you've done a ton of work, obviously, and you're still doing a ton of work. For you, who have been some of your favorite collaborations and why?
Rebelmatic, because we all write from. It's actually by instinct. It's almost like my guitarist will play a riff, and I will broaden the ideal of that riff of what he's playing and add parts to it, and then the whole band puts their pieces into it. So it's all organic, the way the songs form, and it's like balls out, just like all over the place. We play variety style, every style of music in our band. So there's not one hardcore sound, there's not one punk sound. So it's multifaceted.
Awesome. Love to hear it. And is there anything that we can hear from you in the near future? Anything that you're cooking up?
Oh well, Rebelmatic has a new album coming out. We have an EP that has Angela Moore, one of the cuts from Fishbone. So you gotta check that out. And also, the group Ma'afa is spelled Maafa. Check that out. We're gonna drop the album, I guess, the end of April.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Yes, it's coming up. So look out for Ma'afa. We have a EP on Bandcamp.
Word.
And just check it out. It's killer.
Okay, sweet. So, Ramsey, we're coming to the end of the interview now. If you just want to leave the viewers with some kind of positive message, feel free to lay it out.
Sure. All I can say is, never give up on your dreams and your goals, because if you have people to try to distract you and tell you that you can't do it and you can't make it, that what you're doing with your music is not real or is not making you any money. Go for what you know from your heart. Go by your instinct and guts and just do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ramsey, thank you so much for this, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry for that left hand. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll have all of Ramsey's many links down in the description below, and his Instagram. Follow him there. Yes. And take care, everybody. Peace.
Peace. Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang forever.